Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Philela for those of you that are new, and welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment and like this video before we can even get started. Also, don't forget to check me out on my socials. I'm at Philela G everywhere. So yeah, in today's video I'm going to be telling you how to slay on a budget. I know that a lot of you ladies, this is one of your main concerns. You want to look some type of way, but your budget is limited. Trust me, I've been there and I've learned quite a few tricks. So I'm going to be giving you a few tips and tricks on how to make sure that your budget works for you. So without any further ado, let's get started. So tip number one is to know your style. Now, different people dress differently according to their personal style. For me, I would say my personal style is glamorous. I like to look glamorous no matter the occasion. So some people, maybe they like to be more sporty. Some people like to wear classic pieces that are not necessarily trendy at that particular moment. Some people love fast fashion and that's just their type of style. So know your style so that you know what to buy and you know how to incorporate it into your wardrobe, instead of buying something just because it's nice only to find that it does not actually blend into your personal style. So I'll make an example. I like fast fashion, but it's not something that catches my eye that I obsess over, because I know that those items are here today and gone tomorrow, and I've spoken about this before. So I'm not someone who will like maybe a certain type of dresses or a certain type of fabric just because it's new. I know what I like, I know how I want to look. I always want to look sophisticated, I always want to look classy but sexy at the same time. Fast fashion has a lot of items with wild colors, so you'll find neon green, neon pink. And another example of fast fashion items is those plastic shoes that everyone was obsessed over at one point. However, you can adapt those plastic shoes you can adapt those shoes into your everyday wardrobe. So what I'm trying to say is that just know your personal style. Also, I'm sorry if the light is shifting. I'm using natural light and it's cloudy outside, so sometimes it's really sunny and sometimes it's cloudy. Like right now, I think the light is a little bit more dim. So tip number two: every shop is not necessarily created for every type of customer. So for instance, are you gonna shop at high-end shops? Are you gonna shop at budget-friendly shops? Are you gonna go thrifting? Just know the type of retail store that will give you more value for your money. I will make an example. I have found that I enjoy shopping on Superbalist and online in general more than going to the shops, because firstly, when I go to the shop, I always buy things that I didn't budget for, things that I didn't plan. I just get caught up on everything that's there. So for me, if I know that I really want to stretch my budget, I will go through Superbalist and stuff that I want days before I will make the actual purchase. That way I'm not excited and I don't buy something in the moment because I feel like I have money, I want to get an outfit. So I'll think about what I want, where I want it to wear it, and how I can actually incorporate it into my wardrobe. Also, when I shop on Superbalist, I know when to shop, because Superbalist has different sales at different times, and this happens every week, hence why I've grown to love it so much. So you'll find that one day maybe they'll have 40% off fragrances and watches. So if I know that I've wanted an expensive perfume for some time and I know how much it costs at a retail store, let's say at a retail store it costs like 2,000 rand, and at Superbalist the normal price maybe is 1,500 because they don't pay rent, so it's not going to be as pricey. and I know that I want to stretch my budget even more, I will add it to my cart and wait for Superbalist to have a sale on fragrances. And this happens every single week. That way I know that I'll be able to stretch my budget, and I will be able to buy my item and it'll be delivered to me at a convenience. Same thing with the clothes and the shoes. I go through the cart and I go through like my mood board as to what I want, what do I want to look like. Maybe I want an outfit for a certain occasion, or I just want a few pieces to refresh my wardrobe. Like some things I repurchase over and over again, so basic t-shirts, black, white, gray, I purchase it over and over again. So just know where to shop. Now maybe if you want something more high-end to splurge on, also you need to know where to shop. So maybe let's say you wanna buy Calvin Klein jeans or a Calvin Klein bag. Instead of you maybe going to a retail shop which sells Calvin Klein, which may have added prices to the items that you want for their own commission, you might want to buy straight from the shop or online. There are a few online shops that sell high-end items that I think will be cheaper than if you go in store. So for instance, there's Net-a-Porter. Net-a-Porter I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It sells a lot of high-end items, and I think it might be cheaper and easier for you to buy something there. Because when you go to a shop, let's say you're looking for a Michael Kors bag, make sure that you research what you want before you go there, because when you get there you're going to be like, oh, this is nice, oh, this is nice, oh, this is nice, and you might end up buying something that you didn't actually want in the first place because you got so overwhelmed by all the options. So know exactly what you want, whether you are going to be buying something on a budget or splurging out on a new bag or a new fragrance, so that if you don't get it, you don't buy something just for the sake of buying it. However, you buy something that you've thought through and that you know that will be incorporated into your wardrobe perfectly. I hope that makes sense. Now going into tip number 3 is again what I've mentioned, which is invest in key pieces and don't be sucked into fast fashion. Oh my goodness, I can't stress this enough. Firstly, when you are continuously buying new items, which is fast fashion, new things are released every week. Firstly, it's not sustainable, it's not good for the environment, because probably going to wear those pieces once or twice and then never wear them again. So they're actually wasted on you, and that's not good for the environment. You want to make sure that your fashion choices are eco-conscious. And so instead of buying new things all the time, invest in key pieces and know when to shop. Don't just shop just because for the sake of it, if that makes sense. So things that you'd want to invest in, such as your handbag, such as a good pair of shoes if you know that you like to wear a certain type of shoe to work, or for instance if you wear a certain type of shoe every day, then you want to invest in that. So for me, I would say that I invest in sneakers, although I don't buy sneakers frequently. Sneakers are usually more expensive than heels for me, and also I know that whenever I travel I'll be wearing that type of sneaker and it's gonna last me for years and years and years. So just know what to invest in. And now we're going to tip number 4, to make sure that you buy something that you want and that you don't just buy something just because it's on sale. So what I'm saying is, know what you want to buy and don't get sucked into the sale, because if you buy something just because it's on sale, maybe it was from 500 to 300, you didn't save 200, you spent 300 rand. So make sure that you are very conscious when you shop. You don't just buy stuff just because it's on sale, just for the sake of it, but actually you know exactly what you want. And also make a list, guys. A list helps so much, whether it's for groceries or it's for clothes or it's for cosmetics. or makeup, because I know I've been through this. Let's say you go to Discam, this happens to me all the time. I go to Discam, I'm looking for micellar water and a setting spray. I will end up buying makeup worth more than 500, which is not what I actually went there for, and that is not going to be good for your budget. So making a list, make sure that you know what you need and it's specific as to what you need. You don't get carried away with buying this instead just because it's on sale, which is what I was saying in my tip initially. Don't just buy something because it's on sale. Know exactly what you want. And then my fifth tip on how to slay on a budget is to know what type of hair and makeup that suits you. Now, for me, I have had synthetic hair in the past, and I've also had real hair. Now, what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to spend thousands and thousands of rands on buying new hair or doing new hairstyles, braids or whatever, because braids can be quite expensive. Just know what you can afford and find the best version of what you can afford. So for me, when I was a student and in the last year or so, I was very, actually I still am, I'm very conscious of my budget, and I plan out things that I want to buy. So when I couldn't afford the type of hair that I wanted, I got a synthetic wig. Now when you're shopping for a synthetic wig, you want to scrutinize the type of hair that you want. So I know that a short synthetic wig is not going to look synthetic because it's not going to tangle up against if you buy the longer synthetic wig, of which after a few days it's going to get knotted up at the bottom and it's going to look crusty. So what I'm trying to say is know which type of hair suits you and the type of makeup that suits you so that it can work for your budget. So you don't have to buy 5,000 rand wig just because you want to slay, and yet you're going to put yourself in debt after that. Also, you don't have to buy high-end makeup to look your best self. There are a lot of beauty on a budget brands that cater for everyone that's on a budget. Wet n Wild, Maybelline, NYX, LA Girl, Revlon. So just mix and match, and yeah, I think that's what I want to say. And my sixth tip is to recycle your old clothes. Now what I mean by that is, you can wear your clothes differently to give you a different type of look. So for instance, for me, this is a jacket, but because I've worn it like this off the shoulder, it gives me a more expensive look, and this is not a new jacket. So you don't have to buy new items all the time for you to get a new look. So recycle your old clothes, go through your wardrobe, because some things actually look really good. Maybe we've just forgotten about them or anything like that. So go through your wardrobe, and if something doesn't fit you or you don't like it anymore, you can always repurpose it. And I've spoken about this before. So for me, I can never find shorts that suit my body because I don't like shorts that squeeze my thighs. They show my cellulite so much. So I've decided to take old jeans that I loved how they fit, but maybe because I have new jeans, I no longer wear them, and I've cut them and I've made them into shorts, and that really works. Also with tops, you can make an oversized tee into a cute crop top. So just recycle your clothes and repurpose them into a way that they will suit your current style. Also with recycling, you can have an exchange party with your friends. Like maybe you bring 5 items and you guys can exchange clothes or bags or whatever. That way you have new clothes without actually buying them, and it gives you something new in your wardrobe, if that makes sense. Also with recycling, thrifting is a form of recycling, and I'm a big fan of thrifting because you always find such unique items that are usually in good condition. I mean, don't buy something if it's stained or it looks dodgy, but for the most part, thrifting gives you unique pieces at a really good price. Also, it's really eco-conscious, so thumbs up to you for that. And the final tip that I have on slaying on a budget is research before you shop. So don't just go to a shop and be like, oh, I want a cute dress, but you don't have a picture exactly of what you want. So for instance, if let's say I'm going to a wedding and I have a specific look that I want. So let's say I'm looking for a silky dress. So I will search for it on Google, like on how to style the item that I want and related items that look similar to that. So maybe if I can't find a silky dress, I can find a silky skirt that I'll know how to adapt so that it gives me the look that I want. After that, I will maybe look on a few online shops. So let's say if I know that I'm gonna go to the mall, if I wanna buy it at the mall because I wanna try it on, and I want to go to H&M, I want to go to Zara, I want to go to Cotton On, or whatever the case may be, I will go into their websites to see if they have what I want, and if they do, I'll take a screen grab so that when I get to the shop and I can't find what I want, I'll ask the shop assistant, do you guys still have this? Maybe they don't have it, they have a newer version of that, or whatever the case may be. This will save me time. Also, it'll save me money on making sure that I know what I was going to buy and the price point that that item would have been. So if I know that I'm going to budget 1,000 rand for the whole look, that includes the dress and the shoes, or just the dress alone or the shoes alone, I know exactly. I go there with a mental picture of what I want, and I don't get sucked into the hype of just getting whatever because I can't find what I want. Because the odds are, if you're looking for something and you can't find it at a retail shop, if you go to the mall, look online. There is Superbalist, there's Takealot, there are other online shops, there's Vida Online, etc. There are other online shops that might have what you want at a good price, and you researching what you want and maybe buying it online instead of buying it in the shop will allow you to save money that you would have used to get to the mall. And also, you never actually buy one thing if you go to the mall or something. So I hope that makes sense. So guys, those are a few of the tips and tricks that I've used over the years that have enabled me to slay on a budget. Let me know what your favorite tip is, and also what do you do to slay on a budget. Leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.